Chapter 26. Lonely Woman on Walker. Walker Street was one of those quiet Tribeca ribbons that most people walked down without ever really looking, a street that folded into the city like a line of forgotten sheet music. But halfway down, past the boarded antique store and the warehouse with the perpetual "For Lease" sign, Hannah turned sharply into a narrow alley and pointed to a nondescript metal door, barely lit, slightly rusted. Emily paused, eyebrow raised. "This is it?" Hannah grinned. "Oh, trust me, ain't no way that you'd find this place without a little help. Lucky for you, I got you covered tonight." They ducked through the doorway and down a strange rear stairwell, steep and creaking, lit only by a violet bulb at the base. A deep hum pulsed beneath their feet, the vibration of upright bass leaking through concrete. The club didn't have a name on the door. It didn't need one. Inside, the space unfolded like a memory. Low ceilings, scattered tables, mismatched chairs, and music. So live it felt like the band was playing directly into your bloodstream. Conversations rippled and curled like smoke. Laughter was soft and local. Everyone seemed to know everyone. "I used to come here all the time," Hannah said, practically glowing. "Whew, back in the day, this place was my spot. Everybody needs a place like that, where you can just be. You feel me?" She paused, a little nostalgic. That was long before the courtrooms, before all the drama, all the DV cases. She gestured toward a corner booth. "My friends and I had a standing table on Wednesdays. Same jazz crew every time. Half of them ended up dating each other." Emily smiled, caught off guard by the warmth in Hannah's voice. "Feels like a subculture." "That's exactly what it is. And now, well, you family if you want to be." She raised her glass with a soft laugh. "Welcome to the quiet resistance, sis." As the solo wandered through minor keys, tentative, unresolved, it stirred something unspoken in Emily. The way the melody dipped and rose like it was trying to escape itself made her chest tighten. There was beauty here, yes, but also longing, a kind of yearning that never quite landed, like a life lived in parentheses. She sipped her wine and tried to shake the image of herself suspended in mid-sentence, waiting for permission to become the rest of the story. Hannah gave Emily space to let the melody ease deeply into her core. She'd forgotten what it felt like to exist in a room without edge. For a while, they just talked. Light things. Hannah's dog's newest anxiety, doorbells now, a mutual acquaintance's bad second marriage, Emily's fake interview smile. They shared olives and that sticky bar snack mix that never matched the quality of the wine. And then, somewhere between the second set and the last sip, Emily's posture changed. "I have to ask you something," she said, voice barely above the cymbal wash, "and I want you to tell me if I sound crazy." Hannah didn't blink. "You won't." Emily hesitated. The phrasing mattered. "Do you think someone like me would be justified in leaving a man like James, even if there's no physical violence?" Hannah's body stilled, like she'd been waiting for exactly this. "You want my legal answer," she said slowly, "or the real answer I save for folks I care about?" Emily smiled without humor. "The second one." Hannah reached into her bag and pulled out 2 paperbacks. The covers were softened at the edges, dog-eared, but clean. I brought these," Hannah paused before continuing. "I keep 'em handy for my clients, but, only if you feel like it," she said, sliding them across the table gently. "You can see they are worn and well-read because folks have leaned on them before, and maybe they could help you as well. And no rush, you don't have to read them all at once, just leaf through. Sometimes the best bits show up in the margins." Emily stared at them. The titles hit like quiet fists. Her stomach tightened, threatening nausea. "I can't take them with me," she said instantly. "He checks my things sometimes, even the contents of my Kindle, but Audible." She reached for her phone, thumbing it open, already searching. Audible flies under the radar. Emily hated that she even had to know which apps were safe. She made a quick purchase, and both titles were added to her library, already downloading. Then she looked up, almost sheepish. I walk a lot when he's not home, and I like having voices in my ear that aren't his. Hannah's face softened, and something in her eyes, something tired, but deeply steady, spoke without speaking. Emily sipped her wine. The music rose again, a lonely horn drifting through dissonance into something nearly tender. Some nights, Emily said finally, I pretend I already left. I walk around the city imagining it's mine again, like when I first moved here, like before everything got so curated. Hannah didn't interrupt. Emily sighed, the sound thin but real. Then I go home and I talk myself out of it, out of freedom. There was a long pause. You won't always, Em, Hannah said, reaching her hand over the table to Emily's arm and holding it reassuringly. And then, while on those long walks, I think about how bad it could have been. At least we don't have children. You know, I really wanted to start a family. I thought we both did. Another long but unrushed pause. I sometimes wonder if things quietly began to shift once we stopped talking about starting a family. He knew, even before he proposed to me, that I was fixated, obsessed, and excited about the prospect of having children with him. I would buy cute little baby socks, toys, books, lots of things, and put them into a special green treasure box. Some of my favorite, but now most painful, memories were of the little purchases we made for that box, which we playfully called the green germination box. Oh, that's such a sweet idea, said Hannah, before recoiling, realizing it wasn't what the moment required. Please don't tell anyone that, Hannah. It is such a crazy name. I'm almost ashamed to say the word out loud, but at the time, it seemed just right, to the both of us. But once it seemed that James's work would forever be the focus of his life actually, I stopped adding items to that little green box. It was just too painful to open the lid and see all the tiny reminders of the life I was still waiting for. I think I may have lost confidence in James's ability to face that kind of unknown with me. Instead of a box of hope, it became a noxious weed, draining the life out of us. They sat in that booth a while longer, letting the music fill the space between all the things that the two of them seemed unable to fill with words. When they finally rose, climbing the violet-lit stairs back toward the restless city, she kept her hand on her phone, feeling the small pulse of the newly downloaded audiobooks in her pocket. Not escape, not yet, but the beginning of a map.